Hey guys, this is Chris G here, and my audio messed up on my iPhone camera as I was recording this storm, so I wanted to narrate this for you. I'm northwest of Nash, Oklahoma, up near Alva, Oklahoma, on May the 10th, 2010. Not a storm chaser, I'll say, but an idiot with an iPhone. And anyways, I saw a whole bunch of storm chasers following the storm, and they kept passing me one after another, and so I couldn't resist and took off to go see what the storm is about. And those guys you just saw past me were actually from Montana. There was guys from all over the place out here videoing, but we watched this thing. I've edited the video quite a bit so you don't have to watch the whole formation, but you'll see that tornado there on the right side of your screen. We watched this thing form all the way into a funnel. There's actually 4 tornadoes we saw this day, and you'll see this one here on your left hand side of the screen, and it was a pretty full funnel, almost completely to the ground. Had a little dust cloud on the ground before it dissipated, and then over to the right you'll see a small funnel pop out right there in the center of your screen, and that thing became a really good funnel and started going down about halfway to the ground. But anyways, we left that storm, it dissipated, and several of the storm trackers were taken off, and since they're the professionals, I thought I would follow them. Yeah, good choice, Chris. But anyways, we take off and we're going to follow what I assume is another tornado, and here we are driving into the storm, and it was crazy whenever we got through here, man. It was like the wind was horrendous. The storm was right on top of us. We weren't like behind the storm anymore. We were in this thing, and it was really scary. But I felt confident because there were so many storm chasers out there. Little did I know, 3 miles up the road, one of the storm chasers got too close to a tornado, and it had flipped their SUV into the ditch. Luckily, everybody was okay. What you're seeing now is just a bunch of them stopped, and so I decided to pass them. Good move, right? But there was so much spin in the atmosphere. We could just see the rotation in all of these clouds right here, and we're about to make a turn here on State Highway 11 in northwest Oklahoma, and just a mile in front of us is a tornado on the ground at this moment, just doing major destruction through this farm community. There was a house that was hit, there was a barn completely wiped out, there were trees in the middle of the road, you'll see up here if you look carefully. And again, not the greatest footage here, but it's from my iPhone, so I can't complain too much. Anyways, they're passing me because I'm driving slow, a little worried. You'll see here lots of damage. Trees are just torn down. There's an actual tree in the road right up here as we cross this bridge. And then the most impressive storm cloud that we see is coming up here in just a bit. But this was just a crazy day. I mean, it was a fun experience. I'll probably do it again. And you'll see this house right here is pretty damaged. This is where the tree's in the middle of the road. Luckily I did see it. And you can just see there in the trees, all of them are ripped up there. And as we move further down the highway, there was these power poles are okay. The tornado was on the right side of the road, and I guess it stayed pretty much on the right side of this highway until we moved further, and then it moved over to the north side and took out every one of the power poles, and you'll be able to see that as we drive up on them here. But we were sitting here watching. We knew this thing was on the ground somewhere in front of us, and reports were there were 2 or 3 tornadoes on the ground in this area. So I didn't see 2 or 3, only saw one. There's one of the storm chasers there. That house took a pretty hard hit, and the barn that they had at their home was completely gone. But you're going to see a pretty impressive wall cloud and lowering, and a twister up here. This side of the road, just a lot of trees down. I believe this is about where we were when we started seeing all the power lines down on the north side of this highway. That would be the left side of your screen as we move on forward here. Yep, tomorrow they're expecting May the 19th, another round of storms, and I'm taking my real video camera this time, and I'm going to go follow some storm chasers around. Yeah, you can see these power poles are down if you look. And that white cloud over that we're looking at, that's one of the twisters just came out of that thing over there, so it's kind of side beside us there. You see that power pole gone. Just every several hundred feet. There's a power pole laying down, power lines down. I was right by the SUV that flipped, and my footage did not save on my iPhone because I broke the video up, and so you don't get to see that, but you know what a flipped SUV looks like, I'm sure. But this was pretty wild. It was very windy, pretty loud as the twister went by us the first time. Power pole snapped in half there. Here I'm just looking at the sky, just trying to see what's around me here. But here in a minute we're going to pull off to the side of the road, and you're going to see a pretty impressive storm. Another power pole there, snapped in half. A lot of these were snapped at the ground. A few were just snapped in half there. But again, pretty powerful storm. So you see a lot of people running from this thing, and we're running to it. It's kind of funny. Another tree in the road. This farm community right here, this house really took a beating. You see their building over there. That was a building that you see there. It's now gone. All their trees were damaged. I turned around and went back to make sure everybody was okay there, and they were, so we kept on moving. Should be coming up here fairly quickly on this storm. Still see some power poles down here. And little did I know, as I was in this storm, another storm was heading towards my house in Edmond, Oklahoma, and luckily it missed us. And you know, then we had the big storms. My iPhone records all my text messages. My wife was texting me saying, "Why aren't you answering me? There's tornadoes and hail," telling me where not to go. And that's kind of where I was. And this is where we pull over right here. This is a pretty massive lowering that you're going to see. Wall cloud, and you'll see the twister starting to dissipate and go back up into the clouds as we pan over here in just a minute. I was pulling over on the side of the road. This is pretty impressive, pretty incredible. Not this, but you'll see. Just give it a minute. Perry 433. She's telling me the track of the storm. Yeah, after this I headed straight for Perry. That's just my iPhone camera. Now look at this. These are some guys that they didn't speak English. I don't know where they're from, but you can see right there in the center of your screen, that was the twister kind of going back up. There was a couple of them there, but that is just a massive lowering. I mean, real impressive wall cloud there. And it was just, it was wicked, man. This video doesn't even begin to do justice of what we witnessed out there. It was pretty amazing. I've seen a tornado before. I was in the Edmond tornado last year, 2009. But you know, there's just something about being right there when multiple tornadoes have within an hour are coming to the ground. So it was pretty crazy, pretty wild day. And once again, I am not a storm chaser. I'm just an idiot with an iPhone, so don't try this at home. You didn't learn anything from me. We thought that thing was going to rope out again, but it eventually dissipated. What's funny is I asked these storm chasers, I said, "Hey, are we in a safe spot?" Because I'm not a storm chaser, I'm just an idiot with an iPhone. And everyone that I asked that day just kind of shrugged their shoulders and said, "I don't know." Didn't make me feel real comfortable, but anyways, it was fun. Alright guys, thanks for watching my video. Have a good one. Hopefully I'll have another one for you on May 19th.